Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I've just put a build together for you, a quick guide for the new rewards for Christmas time. The time trials, there's just two builds that I've made for you that will just make you fly through it easily. You'll see in the gameplay that it's easy as hell. Just make sure when you get there, at the start of the mission, just put it on normal, like with no directives at all. And literally just spam your fire at them, literally. Or if it's Black Tusk in one of the future days, just use the DPS build that I'm going to show you as well in this video. So if you like my content, guys, like and subscribe. Let's get right into the video. Okay, so our first piece of gear we're using is the mask, which is a vile exotic mask. Core attribute is a skill tier. We are 6 skill tiers, so our skills will be the most powerful they can. So attributes is status effects, hazard protection, and the mod is 12% skill haste. And the talent is toxic delivery. Status effects also apply damage over time debuff for 10 seconds. Total damage dealt is equal to 50% of your concussion grenade damage and increase your status effect attributes. So this is kind of a must have. If not, just get a an electric brand set, because that's just 10% status effect if you don't have this. So the backpack, I'm running a golden gear, 10% stats effects. Core attribute is a blue, but we get another skill tier from the technician. So we have hazard protection and stats effects. If you can, just put skill haste on that. Mod is skill haste as well. And the backpack talent is creep and death. When you apply a stats effect, it is also applied to all enemies within 8 meters of your target. Cooldown 15 seconds. Right, so these are the 4 pieces that you must have if you just want to fly through them. Time trials it's the same as the old ones. So this is the build that I use just to fly through it within minutes. Gives you like a 17-minute timer or something like that. It's easy, you can do it in 5 to 7 minutes, these missions. So 2 pieces, 15% stats effects. This is Eclipse protocol. 3 pieces, 15% skill haste and 30% hazard protection. And the 4th piece is in-depth direct transmission. Your status effects now spread on kill to all enemies within 10 meters and refresh 50% of the duration, which is just insane. So core attribute is a skill tier. Attributes are 10% stats effects, and the mod is 12% skill haste, so you get your skill back quicker. So we're using the chest piece because we get this extra bonus. If you're new and you don't know, you get increased indirect transmission range from 10 meters to 15 meters and refresh percentage from 50% to 75%. So remember, when you're applying a status as well, if you're running Vile, that will take even more health off the enemy at the same time as the damage just coming from your skills. The holster of Eclipse protocol, we have status effects and its default skill tier. Same with the knee pads, its default skill tier and 10% stats effects. Final piece of Eclipse we have are the gloves, 10% stats effects and skill tier. You can change these to skill damage, but you just insta kill all the enemies and it wouldn't spread the stats effect. That's why I don't go skill damage. Weapon I've got is just a capacitor because it hits really hard and it actually increases your skill damage. So this is the exotic assault rifle, the capacitor. I have expertise. I have 15% assault rifle damage, 12% damage to armor, and 10% damage to targets out of cover. And then the talent is shooting enemies builds a stack to a cap of 40. Each stack grants 1.5% skill damage after 5 seconds. Stacks decay 1 per second. For each skill tier, gain 7.5% weapon damage. So it's really good. It's probably one of the best weapons in the game, in my opinion. And those are the mods. They're pretty good mods. Secondary, it's really not important because I've just got the designated hitter because I'm making a healer build at the minute for you. And yeah, it doesn't really matter what your second gun is. You won't be using it. Same with your sidearm, you won't be using it with this build. I've got the TDI card custom for the skill tier and I've got future perfect, so you get 1 kill, you get skill tier, you get 2 kills, you get another skill tier, and it keeps going for 3 kills, 3 skill tiers. Main skill I'm using is the fire starter chem launcher, the one that shoots fire. We have 8 ammo, so we've always got ammo for it. We're tier 6, and it hits the hardest it can. It has a damage mod, and it has an extra slot for ammo. Those are the mods. The second skill I'm using is the burn sticky bomb. You can use different ones. I just recommend these 2 skills. So we have tier 6, so we hit really hard. We have skill haste and burn duration, which they just burn for longer, so that's better. So specialization for this build is the technician. Because we get a skill tier, our backpack is a blue core, so we have an extra skill tier. This puts us at 6 skill tiers. And then we have overclocked CPU as a talent. We get 10% skill damage, and you just put these on for extra weapon damage. That's it. That's all you want to use the technician for: the extra skill tier and the extra skill damage. So that's build 1, guys. I'll show you the DPS build now, in case we're against the Black Tusk in the next few days. Okay, so the second build we have, guys, is just a DPS build for the Black Tusk, because dogs, they can't get set on fire unless you use like the named fire starter shotgun, which is kind of like a glitch. But yeah, I'll show you the build now. So the first piece we're using is just Coyote's Mask. You get crit damage and crit chance. Mod is crit chance, and we have a core attribute which is weapon damage. And then you have Pack Instincts, 0 to 15 meters, 25% critical hit damage, 15 to 25 meters, 10% critical hit damage, and 10% critical hit chance. 25 meters, 25% critical hit chance. So you get lower the damage from this. Chest piece I'm using is a Seska. We get 8% critical hit chance. We get weapon damage. We have crit damage and crit chance, and the mod is a crit damage mod. And the talent is Obliterate. Critical hits increase the total weapon damage by 1% for 10 seconds. Stacks up to 20 times. So basically we're just based on crit on this build. And now we're using just 4-piece striker, because striker's always going to be king in the game. So we have 4-piece, 2-piece is weapon handling, 3-piece is rate of fire, and 4-piece is weapon hit. Increase total weapon damage by 0.65%. Stacking up to 100 times. 1 stacks lost per second between 0 and 50 stacks. 2 stacks lost per second between 50 and 100 stacks. I have a armor core, and I have crit damage on the holster. So the knee pads, we're a red core, weapon damage, and we're crit damage. Gloves, I have weapon damage maxed, and I have crit damage. And then the backpack, we have weapon damage again, crit chance, and the mod is crit damage. I'm using the backpack because you get bonus talent, which increases total weapon damage gained per stack of Striker's Gamble from 0.65% to 0.90%. So that just gives you a load more damage. Weapon I'm using is the new weapon that's been given to players recently, the Lexington. So if you haven't logged in, you'll get this for free in December. So this is just OP as hell. It's the hardest hitting AR in the game at the minute. Expertise, I'm 24, I've got 15% assault rifle damage, health damage, and I've got 10% damage to targets out of cover. And just me, I've got steady handed. Hits grant a stack of 1% accuracy and stability at 100 stacks, consumes them and refill the magazine. You can put any talent you want on here, but do remember, when you're doing these time trials, you're going through easy mode, so damage is not like a massive thing. That's completely up to you. I like using steady handed, it's a good talent. So all the mods that I've got are crit chance, and I have the extended mag of 20 bullets. So I've got 50 bullets in the mag. And then just to get your stacks, I've got the rock and roll shotgun. The named shotgun, you can only get this from the dark zone, named caches and conflict. That's the only way you can get this shotgun, or you can just use a normal ACS-12, because you get the stacks really quick by all the pellets coming out of the gun really quick, because it's an automatic shotgun. So we have 15% shotgun damage, 8% damage to armor, 10% damage to targets out of cover, and talent is 50% magazine size capacity. That's the only reason I'm using it, because you get extra bullets, and I've put crit chance on it. Your sidearm, not really important because you won't be using it. Orbit I've got only from the Dark Zone, Name Caches or Conflict. 15% pistol damage, 10% damage targets out of cover. On your finisher, when you get a kill, 35% critical hit chance and 40% critical hit damage for 15 seconds when you swap back to your primary or your secondary. So the skills, it's just a decoy, just to attract the enemies to the decoy, not you. And I use the burn sticky one, just to burn the enemies. It doesn't really matter what skill you use. But that is the build that I'm using for the DPS or against Black Tusks or armoured enemies. Super easy to make these builds, just go into Countdown. You'll make this build in like half an hour, max, maybe an hour. And if you don't have Coyotes, just put a Grupo Sombra mask on. It'll give you more crit damage and chance. So you'll have a load of damage anyway. Specialisation I've got with the Striker build is the Gunner, because you just get 10% armour on kill. That's the only reason I'm using it. Maybe because of the rate of fire. When you get a kill, you get 5% rate of fire for 5 seconds. That's about it. Just put your assault rifle damage on, shotgun damage and pistol damage, or whatever gun you want to use. But that's the two builds that I'd recommend using for the time trials. Like, even if the time trials are in the future, I just recommend using these builds unless they change it somehow. And if they do, I'll let you know what builds to use. But if you like my content, guys, like and subscribe, and happy hunting.
Get out of here!
That must have been Wade. Would have been nice to bag him, but he's not your primary objective. Get to the TV studio and get these guys off the air for good. Clearing the area. I knew. Look for the transmission control module. It handles all communications going in and out of Viewpoint. If you reset it, you'll lock out the True Sons and we can take over the channels. Okay, stay by the module and make sure it completes the reset sequence.
All site facilities are reset to default or under direct SHD control.
That's good to hear. Our comms are coming online and the True Sons are in the dark.
Fluctuations in local power detected. Communications facilities offline.
What the hell?
I'm seeing multiple hostiles on the roof. They're setting up EMP jammers around the radio mast.
It's Wade. He's trying to sabotage the mast. Without it, no one can broadcast from Viewpoint. Agent, get to the roof. You gotta stop him from taking out the mast.
Electromagnetic charge detected.
Wade is using EMP jammers to overload the radio mast. Take them out before the mast is destroyed.
System.
as long as that EMP jammer is active. Take it out.
Structural integrity at 75%.
Agent, you've got to stop Wade. We need that radio nest.
System restored.
Enemies flanking!
System malfunctioning. Electromagnetic charge depleted.
You think this is over? I'm gonna finish you! Fucking division! Keep them on me! Keep this!
Immediate medical assistance needed.
All right, the facility is ours. True Sons just lost a powerful tool for coordinating their troops and spouting their horse shit. Once we get the radio mast repaired and operational, we can extend the reach of our own broadcasts.